The 27th Interpol Africa Regional Conference has wrapped up in Cape Town. The three-day gathering brought together high-ranking officials from the International Criminal Police Organization, senior police officers from Southern Africa and security analysts. SABC News reporter Lopang Alamu has more for us.
That wraps up day 3 and the final day of this 27th installment of the Interpol Regional African Conference. Now, this is where delegates from around the world gathered in Cape Town, the mother city, to address issues affecting all the countries relating to crime, so transnational organized criminal syndicates, as well as things like financial crime, cybercrime attacks, as well as basically just looking at the state of policing in Africa specifically, but also around the globe. We heard a number of experts speak to us about certain criminal syndicates, as well as some of the tools. Now, this is a presentation that was made by Interpol. Some of the tools they use to track down these illicit organizations, these financial criminal activities, following the money. We also did hear from South African law enforcement authorities, the National Commissioner, Mr. Fanima Semula, the General Fanima Semula, who spoke to us about a number of issues, including the gang-related violence in the Western Cape specifically. Now, this is where we saw more than 55,000 people being arrested from April up to now in the Western Cape only. That's quite a large number of people who are involved in criminal activities, and almost 700 of those are related to murder. So we touched on that with the National Commissioner. We also did speak to the Provincial Commissioner of the Western Cape, Mr. General Tembisile Patekile, who was also really saying that they've made efforts to try and curb the scourge of taxi and gang-related violence. Now, that's a cause for concern, and it's quite significant that this particular conference is held in the Western Cape. We also did hear from a number of other experts, as well as delegates from neighboring countries, for example, like the Namibian police force, who basically said that this collaboration, or this conference rather, is just an indication of how much stronger law enforcement authorities from around the world could work together and become. And this is also just really an important factor to factor in, because, for example, we are bordered by a number of countries within the SADC region, and that collaboration, that effort to rather share intelligence and be unified in combating crime could lead to seeing the numbers really go down. And we also did speak to an expert from a cybercrime expert from Interpol, who really just told us about some of the concerns being raised by some countries, and sextortion being high up on the agenda as well. We also did hear from him saying that business compromised email scams are really growing, as well as phishing. Now, these might seem like really small things, but people have lost billions. Corporations have lost billions from these attacks on their emails, on their websites, or just really their company databases. So that is just a wrap of some of the things that were attended to in this conference. We will be trying to speak to the commissioner, really to get his thoughts on the success of the conference, what is going to happen going forward.